Hello. Hi. Hello, everyone. My name's Jamie Grossman. I'm a developer support engineer at Marmalade. I graduated from the University of Hull last year studying computer science with games development, and I'm still here, so thankfully I haven't done anything that bad yet. Well, I say yet. We're going to quickly go through the slides as soon as possible. Everyone wants to see some interesting stuff, so let's get straight into it. So, who are we? Who is Marmalade? We're a cross-platform SDK company. We provide tools to developers allowing you to write once with to produce a single code base and deploy it to multiple platforms. Within our tool, we have multiple tools available for the kind of developer that you are or the developer that you're working with. We're all about accessibility, and it depends how, we try and make it as easy as possible for you to get your ideas out of your head and straight onto a mobile device, desktop device, or any of our supported platforms. And we're also based in London, which is we're on St. John Street, so it's sort of nearby, so it wasn't not too far. Moving on, we believe the game you're going to develop is going to be in your way, your methodology, what you expect, whatever you design and stuff. We're trying not to limit you with an engine or a specific IDE. We want you to develop the game develop the game that you want the way you want. So that's why we're quite proud of SDK. So for example, freedom. There's no way, there's no workflow, there's no order. You can pretty much use it any way you want. Choice, as I said, not a fixed engine. You're going to be using it the way you want. And open. You have our source code is available to investigate, and you can also extend the SDK any way you see fit. Integrations, all of that stuff is available to you or the developer that you're working with. Moving on. So we wouldn't be a cross-platform SDK if we didn't support a lot of platforms, and here's a rough sort of idea of the Marmalade atmosphere. So bang in the middle is us. We support Android, iOS, Windows Phone Store, Windows Phone, Windows Store, BlackBerry, blah 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 blah. Even Tizen, the unreleased platform. Well, actually, they announced the phone, which is coming out this summer or at one point this year. But that's pretty exciting, and especially as I'm a developer as well. The market is going to be completely empty, and for you to get your ideas, it's a lot easier to find your niche rather than on Android or like Google Play and the App Store. Because they've been available for many years now. And we also support TV platforms, Roku, LG. I think that's pretty cool. You have your single code base. You're able to work on it on your desktop, on your Mac, and deploy it to mobile platforms, and even on TV. I mean, that's pretty exciting. So here is a sort of rough, some nice colourful picture of some of the games that have been developed with Marmalade. I'm sure you'll notice a few. Draw something, cut the rope. I'm sure you've all played Doodle Jump, and I can assure you you've probably not beaten my score. Can't even remember what my score is, but it's probably very high. But yeah, that's pretty exciting, because even if you haven't heard of Marmalade, you've probably played a game written with Marmalade in your hands. That's pretty cool. Moving on. So what is the SDK? I mean, as I stated, it's a powerful cross-platform SDK. The main SDK itself is written in C++, which is sitting directly on top of OpenGLES. Sitting directly on top of the hardware of your target device, like be it mobile or desktop machine or whatever. A single code base, so like I said, you're not going to be developing once for Android, once for iOS, once for Windows Phone. I mean, it's in the past. You want to develop once and deploy to as many platforms as possible with that code base. And with Marmalade you can, and that's very good. You're saving a lot of time, saving money, resources. That's really useful. It's very exciting, especially for me, because I don't have a Mac and I don't have anything like that. I'm more of a Windows kind of guy. So the fact that I can deploy it directly to an iOS device, an iPhone, an iPad from my Windows PC, and that's useful because if you don't have a Mac, normally you go learn Objective-C, you go learn Xcode, all that Apple stuff, and that's what if you don't want to? And that's why we're offering that to you. Use a Windows PC, use whatever. You still can use a Mac if you want. I'm not saying you can't, but if you don't want to, it's fine. And yeah, pure native performance. That's something we're very proud of. As stated, the main SDK is written in C++, and whether you're familiar or not, C++ is a very fast programming language. It's a lot lower level than your C# and your Javas and any other language usually written, usually used to write native applications for these mobile platforms. So that's pretty exciting. If you can, using a cross-platform, you would usually expect some sort of overhead, but we can safely say, and that's what we're very proud of, that it's a fast SDK and you would expect similar performance on multiple platforms. So benefits for developers. So if I haven't already sold it how good Marmalade is, it's really good. Accelerated time to market for cross-platform releases. So as stated, you're going to be working more on features, more on making the game good, rather than thinking about, oh, how am I going to port it to this? How am I going to do this? And that's more time to make your game known. More time to promote it. Because if you've got an amazing game but no one knows about it, unfortunately no one's going to play it. So that's good time you can use to make it better. High performance, even on low-end hardware. So that's pretty cool. We're quite proud that you'll receive similar sort of performance, like regardless of what am I saying? Like different, we have so many available devices now. We've got tablets, phones, and you can expect similar performance on each one, and that's pretty convenient. So yeah, use PC or Mac. We don't care, whatever you prefer. Just get working on games, and we also have partner technology components. So you're gonna be doing lots of stuff like in-app, like if you want to go down that route, in-app billing, ads, Facebook, Twitter, social integration, all that stuff. We try and make that as easy as possible for you by having those integrations available just to bring straight to your games. So within Marmalade, we have 4 flavors. We have the C++, the main product. This is where you're going to be making your 2D and 3D games using your models exported from Maya and any other third-party 3D modeler. So we also have Juice. So Juice, probably not going to be using it during this game jam. That's for people already with iOS applications, like native iOS applications. So if you're sort of stuck in the Apple atmosphere, you can bring it straight to other platforms, currently Android, and that's useful, rather than rewriting it. Quick, so Marmalade Quick, that's for rapid accelerated development. That's for writing games very quickly. It uses Lua, the fastest scripting language currently available, and that sits directly on top of the Marmalade C++ part of the SDK. So you expect most of the stuff you can do there, you can do in Quick. And finally, Web Marmalade is where you can be generating your cross-platform hybrid HTML5 applications. But yeah. Moving on. So, why are we here today? And that's we want you to use our SDK to create some incredible 2D/3D, whatever you want games. And so, as I say, we do have 4 tools, but our recommended flavors. So we have the main C++ SDK. So that is where you're going to be probably creating the 3D applications that would be that you'd be using, like the models and stuff from Maya and those sort of applications. It would be the fastest choice, and for any veteran programmer who knows C++, you'll probably be going straight to here. What's great, and as I stated before, you're not going to be touching any Objective-C, any Java, any C#, any native languages. You don't even need to worry about it. Just use SDK, and you can just deploy using that. And here's a few of our some of the partners or flavor combos. So you'll be using MyLT if you're 3D models. You can use, if you're going 2D, you can use Coco's 2DX. Physics, you don't need to write any of your own physics engines. You can use Bullet, and Chipmunk. And sound, all sorted, all as easy as possible for you to use and make games with. And we also, our second recommended flavor is Marmalade Quick. So this is for the higher level programmer or the newer developer. It's all about building games quickly. If you're more interested in just building a very quick and fast 2D game, especially for a game jam, because that's what you want, you don't want to worry about anything else, then yeah, that's pretty useful. And it's really good. As stated, it uses Lua, it's open source, so if you want to extend it, you can, but you probably won't be during a game jam, but why not? And yeah, so stuff like Box2D, another third-party physics engine, you'll be using that for all your physics, your collisions, your gravity, all that stuff. Once again, we don't want you to work out all your own maths and crazy logic. We integrate it for you to use and just make games as quick as possible. So yeah, there's a little bit more information about it. So it's built directly on top of the C++ part of the SDK. So anything you can do there, except for 3D stuff, you can pretty much do in Marmalade Quick. Extend it, in-app billing, ads, etc., etc., etc. It's very simple, but it can be more complex if you need it. And yeah, there's a bunch of stuff just straight in there that you don't need to worry about. You can just, it's simple as just saying, you know, I want a particle system, or I want to use this graphic or whatever. But yeah, that's, you know, I can talk forever, but it's more interesting to actually see some stuff. So here's, if it's going to load. So I'll just quickly minimize this. Actually, I'll close it. Cool. You didn't see that. So here's the Marmalade Hub. Here's our pride and joy. We have, here's 3 of our flavors. You can see the juice flavor if you're on a Mac. I'm on a Surface, so you won't be seeing that. So one of the first points I said in the slide was about accessibility. We want you just to make your games as quick and as soon and as easy as possible. So what's good, and one of my favorite features of the Hub is the dependency checker. It's a bit of a tongue twister. You know, if you wanted to deploy to, like, for example, I wanted to deploy to Android, I know what I need to do. I know I need like, certificates for iOS, etc., etc. We're not interested in you Googling error codes or following tutorials. Just it's all here to sort out and just make your game just quick and deploy them as soon as possible. Moving on. So we'll start off with the C++ stuff. So we actually prepared a bunch of stuff for you guys if you do choose to use Marmalade. It's available on our GitHub repository. There'll be a link later. Well, there's a link there, but there'll be more later. We also have a bunch of goodie bags at the front, so if you need any like keys or you want the link for this, it's all there. Certainly recommend go checking it out. But yeah, we have a bunch of stuff, so certainly go check it out. That's apart from all of our docs and examples already within the SDK, but moving on. So here's a game called MaxiCube, which we've made literally for this game jam. Here's the power of Marmalade. You know, it's very simple. If I wanted, so it's really as simple as just hitting that drop-down menu and just choosing like what platform I wanted to go to. If I hit more, you can see all the other platforms that we support. But right now, due to time constraints, I'm just going to use the Marmalade Simulator, which is also very useful. I'll hit run. It's going to compile. And what's great about the simulator is you can pretty much build and test and all that stuff. Your games, make it smaller. All that stuff without even touching a mobile device, anything like that. You can do it all from the computer. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend deploying and testing, but it's pretty nifty that everything you can do on the computer if you needed to. You can emulate all the stuff you normally expect from a mobile. Like if you're making an accelerometer-based game with tilts and stuff, it's all there. Keyboard, location, etc., etc. So you can literally have a mobile phone without using any of the native emulators. You can use the Marmalade Simulator, which pretty much acts as a nifty tool. So here's a quick game. I believe we have to make the most of whatever. That's really hard to explain. Whatever you see the most of, you're supposed to make like as many on the screen as possible. That probably sounded awful, but as you can see, I'm trying to turn all of them to pluses. You can see it's rendered in full 3D. The cubes are spinning. I'll quickly finish the game. I don't know if I'm going to win. But yeah, I mean, this is all written in C++. The models were generated with MyLT and converted. So they exported FBX, and we converted them to Marmalade supported stuff using an FBX converter, which we've just made available for the game jam. Am I going to win? Oh my god! Okay, I didn't win. That's a shame. But yeah, that's very nifty. What's cool is this is all open source. It's available on the GitHub repository. You can go through the code, you can check it all out. I mean, right now, I'll show you how simple it is. So, this is a nice shiny button, open an IDE. I'll hit that. This will open in Visual Studio, which I'm sure many developers will already be familiar with. So this was made with an engine which has literally been made for this game jam, so I recommend at least checking it out, because I certainly am a fan. We have, I mean, I won't go into detail due to time constraints, but wow. The screen is very small. But yes, we have, you can expect everything that you'll need to at least make a basic 3D game. You've got your loading 3D models, you've got playing sound, text, resource management, etc., etc. Scenes, very useful stuff. So if you're thinking about making a 3D game, I certainly would recommend it. I mean, I'll make a quick edit now, because, why not? So we've implemented a cam swing, which I actually turned to false, but I'll turn it to true now, because it's pretty entertaining. And I think, yes, at the moment, we've got 6x6 grid. Let's change it to 10. Just showing how simple it is to recompile a Marmalade application. So I know you're thinking, I'm probably going to go back to the hub and hit that run button. Nope, not even interested. I can do everything from Visual Studio. What I'm going to do, so GCC ARM, that's going to be if I'm compiling for a device or something, but at the moment I'm just going to focus on the simulator. I'll hit x86 release, hit save to my tiny little edits, I'll hit local, and, oh, you can't see the output. It is building, I promise. There it is. So that is just deployed. And that's cool, you didn't even need to go to the hub. You can just use it all from Visual Studio. And you start that fancy little cam swing, and now I've got a 10 by 10 game. I can't actually play it, but I was just showing how simple it is just to recompile, how quick it is. And yeah, this is all open source, available on our GitHub, and certainly check it out. Moving on, our second recommended flavor is Marmalade Quick. So we've got a few more projects here. So you can use MyLT to export your 2D sprite sheets and bring them straight into the game. I've been using Quick for a while now. I mean, you know, I have to get familiar with the technology. So here's a quick game I made called Condensation. I made it yesterday in about an hour or two. And I think I can show you the code as well after. I think it comes to about 100 lines of code or 150. Very simple game, but it just makes you think, you know, what can you make? You know, you guys got 24 hours. It's pretty exciting. So very simple. I'm a bucket, and I need to catch the raindrops without hitting any of the red things. As you can see, very rushed. But as I say, very simple. And like I said, if I made this in like an hour or two, you can only imagine the possibilities of what you can make. You know, 24 hours. Okay, let me just finish the game. So you're supposed to collect 50 rain. Sorry. Okay, I lost. Okay, if you do collect 3 red things, you do lose. I don't know why I made it 3. I should have made it 5. But yeah, it's very simple. Hit reset, boom. There is sound and stuff. It's all there. There's just no audio at the moment. But yeah, this is available on the GitHub if you're interested in how I did any of that. In fact, I can show you right now a little bit of the code. So what we can do, we'll go to more. We'll open the project directory. Here's our nice little application. Condensation. It's very nice. We also package an IDE for quick games, so it's really simple. It's just, you know, oh wait, I don't want to open that. Oh, I'll open it anyway. So here's what I made yesterday. This is very small. How many lines? So that was, oh, okay, I lied. Right, 2. Oh wait, no. Okay, it isn't actually that many lines of code. It's just because the screen has been switched. Trust me, it's like 150 or something. But yeah, this is there's comments. It's all open. You can just check it out, see how I did the collision, how I did any of that. But I'm telling you, it's quite automatic. It's quite scary how easy it is to do some things. I mean, straight away, like like I said, you're not going to be importing any physics engine or anything. It's just we use Box2D and Quick, and it's just already integrated. So right now, I've got my gravity as 98. Let's imagine we're going to the moon, and let's change it to minus 9.8. And what's great about Quick is I'm not recompiling any of my code. Everything's done because it's Lua, fastest scripting language currently available. It's all done at runtime. So I can really, as simple as this, hit file, restart application, and this is going to have my new change. And yeah, I mean, this is the moon level. It's a bit slower, as you can see, but I mean, it's really as simple as that, and it's quite exciting because it's just fast, and this is the sort of good atmosphere for a game jam. You want to make games as fast as possible. And if I wanted to go, you know, the opposite spectrum, let's say I went to a planet with less gravity or more gravity than Earth, then it gets a bit faster, and I'm probably not going to be able to play this. But yeah, simple. Yeah, that's probably too fast. But yeah, certainly check out my code, check out all of that. We also have so I've got a mystery game. So I made this a while ago, but I'm pretty proud of it. So it's funny that another demo today sort of familiar, but I did manage to find the pipes from the bottom of the ocean, although they did turn into toast. I don't know, the way I made it, I was thinking marmalade spread, you know, spread marmalade on toast. It was funny at the time. But yeah, I made that, you know, everyone knows Flappy Bird and everyone hates Flappy Bird, but if you wanted to make Flappy Bird, I wouldn't recommend it, you can, and you can check out my code, it's nifty. I didn't even count it. But yeah, that's, once again, this will be available on the GitHub, and just, yeah, go check it out. Wow, I don't know how that went that way. Finally, so I've got one more quick game, just to quickly show you. So this is a little bit more in depth. I've been working on it for a little bit longer, but you can see like the potential of what you can do, and let me just show you how quick it is to deploy. Oh, very nifty for a developer like me. So I'm currently still building it, and I'll quickly go through it. Oh, let me just fix the ratio. called polygonic, and the way I sort of envision it is a reverse Flappy Bird with a bit of a like crazy touch to it. So that's for like if you're playing on a phone, but I'm just gonna use, so as you can see I'm using my mouse, which is emulating the user's touch. And yeah, so as I say, reverse Flappy Bird. So he's gonna be flying by himself, he's gonna be going up and down, and I'm gonna be moving the pipes up and down. It gets very hard and it gets very annoying, but it's very fun. And it just goes to show some of the potential of a simple engine, because you can still make very exciting things, you know, if you put your time to it. And yeah, very fun. Oh, I'll die. Pity. Moving on. So yeah, this is the Marmalade Hub. Certainly go check it out. We've got some links later on in the slide. As I'm going to remind you, all available in those goodie bags over there. So moving back to the presentation. Are we still good? Is it going to work? Looking good? Very good. So, moving on. So how do you get started? I know you're all so eager. How do I get an incredible SDK? How do I make Flappy Bird clones? Well, now it's really simple. It's just checking out our website where you can download the SDK. It's really simple, just registering and using the key that we are providing. If you don't want to take a picture of that or anything, just go get one of those goodie bags. It's all available over there. And even more exciting is we'll be there during the game jam to help. So if you're a bit intimidated by, oh, like this is a bit of an unfamiliar engine, we'll have guys from Marmalade and even the Marmalade game studio that uses our software to make games. We'll have developers there, artist guys, anyone there available to help. So if you've got any big questions you're dying to ask on the day or you're stuck, there'll be people available there to help. We also have some tech support available on Skype, and yeah, we've got that stuff on GitHub that you can download and go check out. And even apart from that, on our website, we're chock full of tutorials, blogs, documentation, just many games and many game tutorial stuff, so just to help you get started as soon as possible. So yeah, I guess it's a good time for a Q&A while this sort of runs. This is a quick sort of showreel of some of the games, some of the other games that have been made with Marmalade that you might not be familiar with. And yeah, I mean, any questions? No? I'll carry on talking. Yeah, lots of games. So yeah, so here's some of the games made with the C++ part of Marmalade. Because it's fully 3D. Plants vs Zombies, I'm sure everyone's very familiar with. So many big studios are using SDK. EA, Konami, Sega, and I mean that's pretty exciting that you could be using the same sort of technology that these big studios are using, at least in my opinion. But yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. And yeah, so there's just a few other games. Buddy and Me, I believe that got many downloads recently, and all very colourful. So I hope this sort of gives you, I hope this sort of gives you an idea of some of the stuff that can be done with the SDK. Full 3D, 2D, and yeah, very fun game, recommended. All these games are also available on each respective platform, so I certainly recommend going to check them out. And I think we've come. Nope, there's so many games that I'm just going to keep talking. And oh wait, no, yeah. So. Yeah, thank you for listening, and please feel free to get in touch.